Hi, this is Lisa Wechtenheiser, and I'm a channel for the divine, and I talk easily with amazing beings on the other side, Archangel Michael and Metatron, and the Blessed Mother and Mary Magdalene, and so many others. But I'm the primary channel for Prince, for his work from the afterworld. I have been working with him since the day he left, and it's been an amazing journey, I can tell you that. And one of the things that I know about working with him is that he always calls you to your fullest potential, to your highest and best self. He invites you to play full out, as he did with those who played in his various bands over the years. He's always seeking to help you to expand and grow. And so in that vein, he has asked me to bring him through today to talk a little bit about what's going on. As I sit here, it's March 18th, 2020, and the US and the world at large is in the middle of a pandemic, which is causing problems in the financial markets. And it's actually moved all of us into a space where we are pulling inward and having to really look at what's going on. So he has some words that he wants to share with you about that and looking at it from the bigger picture. Before we do that, I would like to do a little invocation to bring in the forces of light. So we do invoke the highest level, the highest vibrational forces of light for good, for love, for the highest good of everyone who listens to this and everyone who does not. Please keep us in your heart and allow us to understand from a perspective that lives within us the bigger picture here, so that we act with love and we act with common sense, and that we act in our own highest good and for that of the world. And so with that, I bring in my good friend, the Purple Yoda himself, Prince. Hello, everyone. This is Prince talking to you from a space that you could easily access yourself, but which many of you have not yet chosen to do. But I trust that you can and you will. I want to share with you some understandings of what has been going on in your world and what really you can do to understand this situation and to open yourself up to all of the gifts that are available to you in it. Whenever there is a situation like what you have going on, whenever there is something that impacts the entire world, you can be sure that it is of great import, that there is a deeper lesson, and that the universe is working to help you understand a much needed truth. In your world, things have truly gotten out of control, and there has been a sense of helplessness that has enveloped the world. And I want to remind you all that all of you have voices. All of you have the ability to speak up and make noise. It doesn't always mean you get what you want, but it does mean that you are using your energy for the positive, that you are moving things forward in a positive way for the world and for yourself. And I always will come back to for yourself and for the world, because it's important that you look at home first, which is yourself. So you look what helps you, and not in a way that excludes other beings, but in a way that supports you so that you can go out and support others. So the energy first comes to you, brings you to a beautiful open place, and then you send it out into the world to benefit others. Because if you are continually sending it out to benefit others, but you take none of that for yourself, then you're missing a big part of the picture. it is important that you understand your role that you play in the processing of the energy and how this all works. So I want you to look at things from that perspective. What can you do now that would benefit you and benefit others? When we look at things from a much bigger perspective, as I'm asking you to do, and you see that there is a change that is upon you, and it's a change that has been asked for, yet has not been acted on, at least in a timely way, where the impact would have been much easier. As I said before, when something happens on a worldwide level, it is very important. And not only that, it is imperative. It is imperative for the world to continue. But as you see, the world could not continue in the way that it was going. It would go right to extinction. Maybe not today, maybe not 1,000 years from now, but that is the direction it would be heading. And so the universe heeded your cry and sent help. And the help was basically, everyone stop in your tracks. Take a breath. Look where you are. Look where our world is. Is it working to benefit the greater good, or has it gone the way of everything going to certain people and nothing for the rest? You know the answer to that. And so the universe has helped this along in a very speedy fashion, because time, dear ones, time is of the essence. It is important for you to understand that. So now that you understand that this had to happen, it had to occur. And yes, lives will be lost. Lives will be lost in this process. I want to reassure you that those who go through this and who are moved off planet, let me tell you a couple things about that. One, that their souls agreed to that work. So on the soul level, that was an agreement. But beyond that, they are well cared for on this side, because they have gone through this great shift and left the physical. So they are well cared for on this side. It is difficult to hear of the human tragedy and the sadness. People who are in quarantine and who die alone, dear ones, they are not alone. They are never, ever alone. And while you may think in a human way, you may put yourself in that situation, I can assure you that all of the angels are with them, and they know that. They know that. Whether they were believers when they were in the physical of beings or loving beings from the other side or not, it doesn't matter. The angels are there, and their presence of love, unconditional love, was there, and it surrounded them as they left the physical during this. And it will for anyone going forward. It will for you too when your time comes to leave the physical. So they are not alone, but that doesn't make it any easier to understand. So your world has been given a very strong message. What will you do with it? Let's talk a little bit about how you can manage yourself through this process and then reach out to others. So managing yourself, of course, do all of the things that would keep you safe to the very degree that you can. And if you cannot, if you have to go to work, if you have to do something out in public during this time of quarantine, ask for extra help. Ask for protection. Of course, do all the things with your taking precautions, but please ask us for help and support. Those of you who have to be out in the world, ask for help. Okay? Ask for that help, and we will be there for you. The second thing is that this too shall pass. And so be in this present moment. This moment you will never see again. This time, the way that things are rolling out, you will never experience this again, ever. No one in humanity has experienced this, and no one will again. It'll be something different, when they need a wake-up call. This is yours. You're here. This is your wake-up call too. So take your precautions. If you have to be out in public, please do that. Ask for our help. And beyond that, seek to understand in your life where slowing down and pausing could help you. Where have you been moving so fast you don't notice anything? Or where have you been sludgy and not taking advantage of the pause, but really just spacing out and leaving the energy? So take a moment when you can. It doesn't have to be a 15-hour meditation. Take 5 minutes, sit outside in the sun if you can, and think about where in your life could you use a pause? Where could you use some deeper introspection? And then look at what's going on for you as you are being asked to stay out of your normal routine, which may be going to work or going shopping or going out. What are you feeling? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling caged up? What are you feeling? Because that's going to give you a big clue as to where your own personal healing can start. Look at the emotion that comes through. Start there. But in the larger perspective, understand that everyone is being called to wake up, take responsibility for their part. Everyone has a part. Take responsibility for your part to the very best degree that you can. What is your part in the ongoing apathy of the world? What is your part in caring for your fellow man or woman or creature being, animals? What are you paying attention to? What is your part? What's yours to do? And beyond that, how are you in the world? Are you an engaged being in the world? Do you care? Or do you pull everything in close to you? Because sometimes that's what's needed, not all the time, sometimes. I'm asking you to take a moment and really look at what is going on in your world. There's enormous suffering. There's enormous sadness. There's loneliness. But there's also joy and there's also love. And in this experiment that you and your fellow humans are walking through right now, there is so much love. There's enormous love. Hearts are being opened. Hearts are being opened. And that's part of the reason for this. Can you allow some of that love in? Can you give that love where it's needed? And it doesn't have to look like, romantic love or family love or friend love. It can look like any way you choose. It can be helping someone reach something from a high shelf at the food store. That's love. It's caring for another. So small ways are great ways. Understand that this will not be over in the blink of an eye. Things will change. You will never go back to what it looked like before. But what is coming serves everyone. And I mean coming in the sense of what will be the result? More people will be able to participate in the world and participate in it with joy and not cynicism. You need that. You need more joy on your planet. More people will become aware of their part in this process, that they have a voice in what happens to them. And more people will become aware of the necessity of integrity in those we choose to guide us at the tops of our governments. There will be a different understanding of money as an exchange of energy. And there will be a feeling of much more abundance. But getting to that will be a road. And I don't want to say a long road because then what's the point? But there will be a road, and you will be asked to walk on that road with everyone else. Please do. And please do it with an open heart. I have a sense that those of you who are listening are already doing this. But if you're not, give some thought to it. And know that we on the other side, all of the angelic realm, the archangel, the archangelic realm, the archangels, Mother, Father, God, the source, the universe, whatever you want to call all of us here on this side, we're here with you working on it. I knew that this time would come when I was in the physical. And many people have wondered why I left the way I did. My mission as a soul and in the physical form in this lifetime was to open your hearts to love. Love is the answer to everything. And if you look at my music, you'll find that that's always present. And so when I left the physical, it was because I can do more from this side. I speak through many different beings, many different channels of various different types of energies because I reach people where they are. So I use Lisa's energy because she's agreed to, and she and I are partners in this, to bring this message to you. Open your heart because you will receive from this. And the world will receive from you. That's my message for today. Okay, so this is Lisa back again. His energy was very calm. Sometimes his energy is very high speed and go, 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 go. He is very calm today, but I think that's because he wanted to share with you the idea of love being the answer. And that's one thing that he had said to me many, many, many months ago. Love is the answer to every single question in the universe, which is also what Master Jesus said, which is also what many other great and wise beings have said. And I have worked to bring that energy into everything that I do and bring that understanding of love is the answer. How do you bring love into every situation, and what does that look like? So we'll talk about that next time, and we'll see what our good friend has to say. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful. Bye for now.